Hello, yes, it's all kicking off in this year's Big Brother house. We're hardly a week in and it all going nuts. So, who watched last night's episode? You had the highlights, then we went live to see Michael give his 3 nominations. Don't forget, Michael is the people's puppet. He was actually announcing the people's nominations for eviction. He was giving their reasons. But of course, the housemates are not to know that. Now, they're pretty much suspicious. I mean, no one really trusts Michael. I think it's pretty obvious what's going on to a lot of the housemates. And I think they're just pushing and pushing him until he cracks. I think eventually Michael will crack. What about Sally's outburst? Well, I think I'm like everyone with Sally. Sometimes you really like her, sometimes you don't. There's something really nice and amazing about her. You really want to like her. That then she's such a reactive person, and that can kind of think part of me just really hopes she goes on Friday, but another part of me thinks, But then you've got Gina. I don't really care about Gina one way or the other. Dexter, even though he's a bit of a twonk, I think there is a likeable person deep down. I think Gina would be the one I'd probably rather go, but then there's this part of me that really sometimes cannot stand Sally, and sometimes really likes her, so that is the difficulty about it. Now, obviously, talking about last night's show, we saw the situation with Jemima when she was talking and saying that she wouldn't date a black guy, she wouldn't date a Chinese guy, and Gina accused her of being a racist. Now, we've all got our different tastes. We all would date some people and others. Some people won't date certain ethnic origins. I don't think that's racist. I think she made it clear that she would go out with Mediterranean people and other nationalities. I don't think it was right that Gina got a warning for it. Now, I understand this year why they're going mad on the warnings, because last year they let that person, let's say, kind of get away with absolute murder, actually threatening to hit a female member of his housemates. One of them, I can't remember the girl's name, and all he got was a little warning, and he won 50 grand in the end, and then he left. He was an obnoxious, arrogant, aggressive character. He was awful, and they let him get away with it. But to actually give Jemima a warning, I can't even speak properly, I'm sorry. But to actually give Jemima a warning, I agreed with the Gina warning, fine. But the Jemima warning last night was totally over the top, and I know some people will be offended by that. But if we're going to give people warnings for everything that we say in the house that's offensive, then we can't move on. It's going to stunt people. It's not going to allow people to want to be themselves. It's not going to make people feel comfortable in wanting to be themselves. That's what I think anyway. You can comment down below. You can follow me on Facebook or add me on Facebook. I'm Mick Meanus. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm Geektastic555. It's all easy stuff for you to type in. Follow me. We can talk about Big Brother any time of the day. I barely sleep. I'm so buzzed for this year's Big Brother. Really enjoying it. I think the ratings are slightly going higher as well, which is great. So they're the two issues now. And obviously Michael going up to Dan the Copper and asking him that fan question about who he would want to evict. And Dan saw him coming straight away. At first I really liked Dan. I thought, this is a really nice guy. He's got a kid, but all of a sudden I'm starting seeing this other side of him. He's slowly trying to take control of the whole house. So I'm kind of easing off of him. I still kind of like him, but I'm a bit concerned now who he really is. And I still want to know why he quit the police force. That's very interesting to me. Why did he do that? He says it wasn't for him in the end. I think there's something we don't know. I'm sure our friends in the media will let it out eventually. But yeah, very suspicious of him. But Michael, I'm afraid, is drowning. Don't forget, people accusing him of not being a good actor. Don't remember, when you're training to be an actor, you're not training to pretend you're not an actor. When you're an actor, everybody knows you're acting. The people watching you, whether it's a theatre, a movie theatre, or a TV screen, it's not a secret. You're not training to be a spy, for crying out loud. So it's a very difficult gig that he's doing, and I really think they probably did choose the wrong person to do it. He's not really got much about him. He does seem cocky when no one's looking now and again, smiling at the camera in the diary room. I kind of find that funny, but yeah, I do think sooner or later the producers are going to decide to officially let the cat out of the bag and tell the housemates what they pretty much know already. So who are you going to evict? Gina, Dexter, or Sally? Yes, I personally would evict Gina. She's not the most awful person in the world, and I'm sure she will grow within the experience. But yeah, I'll go for Gina. I hope Dexter doesn't go. A guy's never been the first out before, and with so many females watching Big Brother, I'm sure you catty girls will get rid of one of them. Sally's not safe by any means. And of course, I forgot. Don't forget this. It's a vote to evict. Thank God for that. The vote for evict is so important. This is a big change. You think, oh, it's the same if it's vote to save or vote to evict. It's not. When you're voting to save, you're voting for the person you want to keep in. And the most unpopular person who gets the least votes goes. Now, you might think it works out either way the same. It doesn't. When it's a vote to evict, you're voting for the person you don't like, you dislike. It actually motivates more people to vote as well. It's a big thing. I'm glad they've done this. I had so many complaints last year because the vote to save basically helps the scum stay in. Now, I was watching Big Brother's bit on the side last night when they were talking about, oh, we don't want the big characters to leave. They talk about big characters, the most entertaining characters, like the people who are not so nice. But the whole point of Big Brother, especially in the early years, was to see the more quieter people develop and go on a journey. You don't necessarily have to be headbutting each other and having arguments every 5 minutes. So I think it's important the scum do get whittled down and do go, because ultimately, if Sally carries on the way she is, I'm not going to want to watch her. I do think there's something inside her that is a nice, sweet person, but she can't help herself with the aggression now and again. I agree with many people who say that, and I tell you what, Sally, you're a bit of all right. Anyway, I've got to go now. I'm going out tonight, Man of Steel. But this is a Big Brother chat, so we will be chatting Big Brother again. Don't forget to follow my group. Just go on there and check it out. It's called Big Brother UK 2013. I'm always on there posting pictures and breaking news, so make sure you check it out. We'll talk soon. See ya.